What's going on, you guys? Petplatypus here, and it's time to talk about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamond is Unbreakable, episode 39. But before I get into that, I'm happy to let you guys know that Dragon Ball vs. Yu Yu Hakusho, the comparison video that has been long awaited, will be coming out on December 26th, the day after Christmas. I wanted to get it out around Christmas or Christmas Eve, and obviously this video is going up on Christmas Eve, and I don't want to really upload anything on Christmas itself because I feel like that's not a good day to get views. So the day after Christmas, that's when you guys will be getting Dragon Ball vs. Yu Yu Hakusho. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's talk about episode 39 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This was definitely a really good episode, you guys. Really good finale. Loved the wrap-up, loved the closure, especially with Remy. That scene with Remy and Arnold with Kira, that was a fantastic scene. There's definitely a lot to like when it comes to the final third of this episode, because I thought they handled it really, really well. Seeing the stand users, go around town, and just a total fucking digression real quick, but because the alien dude looks exactly like Legolas from fucking Lord of the Rings, all I could think of when he was looking at the town from a distance was the quote of fucking Legolas, "What do your elvish eyes see?" And am I the only one? I'm probably the only one. But yeah, Lord of the Rings references aside though, this was definitely a fun episode, and I definitely really enjoyed that final third. However, I gotta take some issue with the beginning of this episode, and it's not because I thought it was bad. I definitely still think it was good, and again, I do think this was a really good episode of JoJo, and I want to repeat that one more time, because I know how some fans can be when you start criticizing a lot. This was a good episode. I'd even say it was a really good episode. Like I said, really good wrap-up with the side characters, really good closure with Remy, all that stuff was great. Even the stuff I'm about to criticize, I don't think is outright bad, but I do have some issues with it, and I'm going to share those issues with you. There's two big issues and one minor issue. The minor issue is that I don't think this finale is as big and epic as it could have been. Now, it doesn't have to be, that's why it's more of a minor thing, but when I think of JoJo finales, when I think of part one, I think, wow, that was really emotional. Jonathan died with Dio's head in his arms, which is really weird to say out of context, but, we're in context, so fuck it. But yeah, joking aside, really great emotional finale. You have part two with the volcano, and, Joseph losing his arm and sending cars into space, and it's fantastic. It's really, really cool. Great climax. Even part three, which I don't think it had as epic of a climax, it was still a really good fight between Jotaro and Dio. It felt like a bigger stand-user fight than any fight we had before this. Which is why it kind of sucks that this final fight with Kira, even including the last two episodes, really just sort of felt like a standard stand-user fight. A good one, a really good one, but not bigger than the rest. At least in my opinion. This is a very subjective part of the review, so, take it with a grain of salt. If you loved this finale, and you thought it was better than all the other finales of JoJo, go right ahead. Awesome. I wish I could be there with you. But I don't like it as much as the Jotaro versus Dio fight. I don't like it as much as Joseph versus Cars. And I don't like it as much as the finale. Well, maybe I like it as much as the finale with Jonathan, even though that was a fantastic episode. It does feel like a standard stand-user finish, and that is unfortunate. But again, it's a good standard stand-user finish. I don't like saying that. It's better, like an ordinary stand-user finish. There we go. That sounds a little bit better. And I just want to stress one more time that if you think I'm fucking out of my mind and this was an awesome finale, go ahead. That's totally your opinion, and you have every right to that opinion. And if I rewatch the episode again, maybe I'll sing a different tune. So yeah, this is my raw thoughts after coming off of the episode. This is in no way like end-all, be-all, I'll never change my mind or anything. And again, this is a minor gripe because it is a satisfying finish. It is a good finish. It's not underwhelming or anything. I mean, I guess I am kind of making it sound like it's underwhelming, but I don't really feel that it's that underwhelming. It's just good. And I wish it was great. That's pretty much all I'm getting at. So, pretty minor criticism when you boil it down. The two big issues I have are the animation and Jotaro getting the finish. The animation I'm criticizing because I feel it's very lacking for a final episode. This is the last episode of Part 4. The animation should have been on point, and it was about as good as any other episode, which normally wouldn't be bad, because you might think, well, Petplatypus, it's as good as any other episode, but it's the final episode, so I feel like the animation should have been better. Again, maybe not that big of an issue, but still, in my opinion, it is. I feel like the animation should have been a lot better, especially considering Part 4 in general has not had that much standout animation, in my opinion. The art is almost always fantastic, but the actual animation is just sort of good, and that's not bad or anything. I just feel that for the final episode, it should have been a cut above the rest. That Jotaro finish should have knocked my fucking socks off, and it really just looked like a standard or a beatdown, and that's pretty disappointing. And speaking of the Jotaro finish, like I was getting at before, I don't like that Jotaro got the finishing blow. I mean, if you want to get technical, the fucking ambulance came in clutch with the finishing blow, but Jotaro pretty much got the finishing blow. Not the main character Josuke, not even the second main character Koichi, which is the guy who was going after Kira before anyone else. Motherfucking Jotaro, the guy who already had an entire part to himself, and that's what baffles me about this. Why wasn't it Koichi? Why wasn't it Josuke? Why did it have to be the guy who already had an entire part to himself, fucking Jotaro? And I like Jotaro, and I like the idea of a time stop aura. It's really cool. I wish the animation was way cooler on it, but that's a cool idea, and it's a cool finish, but why Jotaro? Like, I just don't understand why the guy who already had a part all to himself got the finish. In my opinion, it should have been Josuke, and if not Josuke, it should have been Koichi, because he's the second main character, he went through a lot of development, and he was the first guy who really wanted to go after Kira. Or maybe some kind of, like, team combination, where, like, all of them get a good hit in with their unique abilities. It feels like it's going to start off like that, because you get Koichi, like, stopping him from pulling the trigger, and then I thought, oh, well, hey, maybe Yokuyasu's going to clear a path, you know, he's going to cut the space between them so Jotaro can get there right away. You know, just have each character do something to participate in the finish, but that's not what happens, and it didn't need to play out that way. That's totally just kind of an aside, but yeah, I really wish it had been Josuke or Koichi. I really am bothered by the fact that it's Jotaro, because the only reason I can think of it being Jotaro is Jotaro fan service, or fan service for Jotaro fans. That's a better way of putting it, and that really annoys me. But with all that being said, this was still a really good episode. Lots of great closure with all the side characters. Loved the stuff with Remy and Arnold and Kira and the hands pulling him. And once again, the hands pulling a character as the animation highlight of the episode. I don't know why the hands are always the best part of the episodes in terms of animation, but fuck it, they're cool. But I really don't have much else to say. I know it sounds like I'm kind of mixed on this episode, or that I feel that this episode's a mixed bag, but I really don't. It's a perfectly good episode. I just think that my standards were set a bit higher because it's a finale. I feel like I have justification in setting my standards a bit higher for a final episode. So I'm not really disappointed, and I'm not really underwhelmed. I'm just going to pull a Young Justice Robin and say that I was whelmed by this episode, and that's not really a bad thing. It was still a really good episode. I still really liked it. I'm going to give this episode a solid 8.5 to 9 out of 10. Thought it was a great episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And that's pretty much all I have to say. So, I will see you guys in Part 5 if we get a Part 5 anime. But until then, what did you guys think of this episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? You can go ahead and tell me in the comments section below. You can also follow me on Instagram or add me on PSN. I'm petplatypus on both. Give this video a thumbs up and share it on social media. Both those would help me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, or if you like what you've seen here. Also give that little bell a click so that you know when my videos go up. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.